Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 171 of 2024, and I'm continuing the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Qasim, greedy as he was, had gone with mules to get treasure, had gotten into the treasure chamber, had forgotten the word sesame and could not get out. He was killed and quartered. His body was hung on the walls of the treasure chamber. Qasim's wife, very upset, went to Ali Baba. Ali Baba let her know that he would go and seek Qasim in the morning. When he got there, he found his brother, pulled him down from the walls, loaded him into one of his donkeys to the baskets, covered it with wood, took some of the gold, placed it on his other donkeys, and made his way back to the village. The 2 donkeys with the gold he led into his own yard, and the third he took to Qasim's. Morgiana, the servant, met him. Ali Baba let her know what had happened. He also let Qasim's wife know what happened, and she burst into tears. He let her know that she could and should come stay with he and his wife until things could get sorted out, but she must follow his counsel, and she must stop her crying. She agreed to this. Ali Baba instructed Morgiana. Morgiana immediately went out and found an apothecary, basically a druggist, and asked for some lozenges for her master, saying that her master could neither speak in order to let her know what the malady was, but he was very ill indeed. So lozenges would be the best way to start, something that could soothe his throat. The druggist gave her these, and off she went. By the next day, she returned and asked for a certain ointment that was only used for a person when he or she was close to death. Morgiana took this home with her, but by nightfall, from that household, the wails of Morgiana and Qasim's wife could be heard, and all of the neighbors knew at this point that Qasim had died. That next morning, Morgiana, she went out to the outskirts of the city, and thereby, very close to the southern gate, there was an old cobbler. He was always at his shop very early. She placed a gold coin in his hand and asked if he would follow her blindfolded. In those early morning hours, before people were really up and around, she led the cobbler to Qasim's house. And there the cobbler stitched the quarters back together. At the end of which, Morgiana led the cobbler back to his shop and hoped all would go well. The robbers, they had returned to their treasure chamber and found Qasim's body gone, as well as some of their bags of gold, and knew that they had been visited again. The captain, he spoke to his men we've been found out. One of the people that knew is dead, but there is another, and we must find out who it is that knows our secret. Two of you should go into the town and find out who it is that still knows our secret. Now, the way you must do this, you must find out who has died and who it is that has died a mysterious death. For once we know that, we will be able to find out who it is that knows our secret. A couple of men immediately volunteered for the task. The captain let them know that if they did not succeed, they would be put to death. Off they went. The one entering through the southern gate, well, he looked at that cobbler who was sitting in the entrance of his shop and said, "Old man, how can you possibly see to stitch anything at your age?" The cobbler, he said, "I'll have you know, I can do quite well. The fact is, just a night or two ago, I stitched a body back together. So don't tell me that I cannot still work." We'll stop the story there. See what happens next.